Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't really prepared for this. My mind is set on later on for the open mic at 8. I had no clue. In fact, I had no intentions on jumping on stream until 8 o'clock. Before I even go down this hole, what I want to do is pay my respects to the woman who tragically lost her life
This is a safe space, okay? Feel free to express yourself.
Give me 1 second. My apologies. What happened here? I have no words for it. I'm absolutely irritated, annoyed, pissed. I'm triggered in so many ways. I don't even know where to start. You see the title. YouTube, this isn't my title. I want you to know. I might have restructured it a little bit, but if anyone goes on their search engine, you go to YouTube, all you got to do is type it in. It's going to show up. So if you have an issue with me talking about this, then you damn sure better have an issue with the news coverage on this story. That's a fact. Do not come for me if you're not going to go for them. You see it. I still can't believe this is real. This kid, 14 years old. 14 years old. Where do I start? The fact that he's 14 behind the wheel of a vehicle. The fact that he's 14 and he has access to a vehicle. The fact that he's 14 with this type of attitude, with this behavior. The fact that he's 14 and he has access to military weapons. He has access to automatic weapons. He has access to weapons, period. An assault rifle at that. Where do you want to start? Where do we begin to talk about how fucked up this is? You know how you get road rage, you get impatient behind the wheel of a car, you don't like being in traffic, you get irritated with people because they don't know how to drive, they don't know what lanes to be in, they don't know when to turn and when not to turn, they wait to the last minute. You know how some of y'all are. Y'all easily get triggered by just the simplest stuff. You cannot tell me that people are the friendliest on the road. It's everywhere. Name a state or a place where the drivers are just extremely friendly. Damn, I'm so lost. I'm so distraught. For real. As soon as I saw the title, it was like, yeah, and we got to go here. We got to go here to the parents, to the public, to the entire world, to everyone who watched along with this video. We got to do a lot better. We got to do a lot better with parenting. We got to do a lot better with how we carry ourselves as adults. We got to do better with how we carry ourselves on this road. There needs to be stricter punishments. There needs to be some sort of laws that come into effect that severely punishes anyone who has access to illegal guns. Like, I don't even know how to stop this shit. Let's just go with the fact that he's 14 behind the wheel of a car. How the fuck are how are you in a position to get behind the vehicle of a car and just drive here and there all willy-nilly? Like when I was growing up, you would see your friends and people like that steal cars, breaking the cars. It was a trend for years and years and years. I'm not even going to sit here in front and act like we didn't know about that, because it absolutely happened. It absolutely happened. From anywhere between 12 and up, people was doing it. I can't lie. And even then, it wasn't smart. It wasn't fun. Nothing was cool about that shit at all. It was never really my thing, but people did it. Bear with me. We're going to talk. You stole vehicles. You literally would pick an area or a location that suited you, where it wasn't a lot of nosy neighbors. Cars weren't really that difficult to break into. They didn't have the type of protection and coverage that they do now, so it was pretty smooth. You would break into one. You would joyride for a day or two, depending on how long it took for the police to catch up with you, or to identify or trace the vehicle registration and all that. Kids were doing this shit when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. This shit has been going on for the longest time. It still happens now. I don't know how often it happens now, but it was even happening then. And then, the thing is, like, looking back at it, we were bad. We were some badass kids. We were disrespectful. We weren't as bad as this generation is, but we were bad as shit. A lot of us were very, very, like, out there, driving around in other people's properties, breaking out windows, stealing car radios, and all this shit. Where the hell was the parents at? Where were the parents at? When you were younger, you went outside, you played until the street lights came on. Some of us didn't have overprotective parents that whooped your ass and told you got to be in at this time. If you're not in before them street lights come on, your ass is grounded. You ain't get no TV, you ain't get no games, you ain't get shit. Your ass better be in this house, or that switch is coming out. You were going to get your butt whooped. That was a fact. You had a tribe, you had an uncle, you had cousins, you had brothers, you had grandparents. Nobody was playing around with you. As time progresses and the older we get, parents stop being parents. Parents begin to get lazier and stay out as long as you want. Just get out of my face. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you back in here until such and such, such and such. Kids start getting more unruly, more disrespectful. They don't have no honor. They don't have no pride. The core values that's supposed to be instilled in children are no longer there. The things that they're supposed to believe in. You're supposed to fear your parents. You're supposed to fear your mother. Your mother look at you a certain way. You're supposed to be scared. Your father's stand up and he walked towards you. You're supposed to sit your ass down. You're not supposed to be talking back to people that are older than you. You're not supposed to be just running your mouth to anybody and everybody as you please. You're not supposed to be mouthy and none of that. You knew when your father walking in the house, you knew when your granddad or whoever was an authority figure in that house. So you knew when they stepped into that house, walked across that threshold, it was up. You're not playing around with them. You're not about to sit here and talk to me like you're the adult. They go smooth across your forehead. You're not about to sit up here and disrespect adults. Take your ass to school, get your education, read a book. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore. And I'm irritated. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm so irritated that my thoughts are all over the place because it's like, how the fuck how do we get so bad to where a teenager has access to an assault rifle, can drive around with it, and then put a entire round into another human being, ultimately ending the life of someone over a car accident? First of all, you weren't even supposed to be in the car in the first place. You weren't even supposed to be driving. So I don't even know how that was even in the category or the topic of discussion. At 14 years old, your ass is supposed to be in a school activity. You should be walking across the stage. You should be in a program. You should be studying for extracurricular activities so that you can prepare yourself for college or to get into some type of program for sports or some type of hobby. You should not be worrying about guns and drugs and violence and sex and all this shit. You should not be thinking about that. The last thing that you should be doing is running up and down these neighborhoods past broken homes, broken houses, fucking with broken, confused, lost little girls and boys out here being misguided and lied to by irresponsible ass parents, horrible ass, lying ass, spiritually dark parents. Like, that shit is crazy to me. It's not a single child out here in the world that should be on the street walking freely out to 12 o'clock at night. There's no reason for a single child to be out here so freely smoking weed, experimenting with pills. Let me repeat myself. There is no reason why a teenager, let alone anyone under the age of 19 years old, should be out in the street running around with grown ass men borderline 18 years old selling drugs, learning how to sell drugs, learning how to break down crack cocaine and all. There's no reason why your kids should be outside like that. And I hate to say it, but I'm gonna keep it all the way a beam. A lot of y'all are terrible parents. A lot of you are terrible examples for role models. You're not a role model. You listen to Sexy Red, you listen to Cardi B, you listen to Glorilla. You think those are the archetype for men. You think those are the archetype for marriage material. You think that that's the type of lifestyle that everybody should be aspiring to go after. Strav is right. Y'all want to be friends with your kids. You don't want to say no to them. You don't want them to hate you. You don't want them to rebel against you. You don't want to put in work. You don't you don't want to do the necessary things and take the steps to keep them in order, because you know that if you tell them no, they're going to continue to give you a hard way to go. No, I don't. No, you don't have sex with no guy until you're 21. You don't have no sex with no woman until you're 21, until you're married. You don't know you're not going to smoke. Not under my roof. Who's your parents? Who let me I want to meet their parents. I want to know who you're hanging out with. I want to know where they live. I want to know what kind of character they have. I want to know about their background. I want to know if they're upstanding citizens. I want to know what their religion is. I want to know if they ratchet. I want to know if they're ghetto. I want to know if they got common sense. I want to know what kind of child they're raising, because I don't want my son or daughter around someone who doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong. I do not want my children around other children who had the unfortunate fate of watching their parents come in and out of the house, having multiple partners come in and out of the house. I don't want my child being a part of a cycle where they think because they do this that it's okay to do it. No, the fuck it's not. It's not okay. It's never okay. I don't want you to be. I don't want you to look at that fast little girl and see that she is snuggling up with 5 different little badass snotty nosed boys and think that's the type of woman or girl that you're supposed to be pursuing later on in life, when you decide that you want to be a husband at some point, or you want to be a wife at some point, and you think drug dealers and folks that walk with their pants off their asses the archetype of the type of good guy. That's why so many fucking people out here are wired the wrong way now as it is. They think everything that involves sex, drugs, money, murder, being prideful and being egotistical is the way to go. It's not. That shit is fucking corny. It's absolutely corny. And the fact that this woman just lost her life over a car accident. A car accident. A 14-year-old took a AR-15 and blew her brains out. The AR-15. What the fuck are you doing with an AR-15 at 14 years old? Yeah, it's absolutely parents' fault. Your parents failed you, sir. Your parents failed you. Absolutely. 100%. Call it what you want. Your parents absolutely failed you. And the funny, unfortunate part about this, and it's part of my dark humor, people still don't care. People will still ignore this and pretend like this does not have a bigger impact on the world today. Do you know how many 14-year-olds there are just like him? We're all adults here. We're all grown. Everyone here. We grew up in this. A lot of us grew up in this. A lot of us weren't spoiled. A lot of us weren't spoon fed. We saw grimy stuff. We didn't have it so marvelous. Why would you allow this demonic cycle to spill over into your children, into your children's children. Why wouldn't you put a stop to this? Why wouldn't you say enough is enough? Haven't we lost enough children? Haven't we lost enough people to the system? Haven't we seen too many people go to the grave as it is? Your ego will destroy us. Your pride will destroy us. Your attitude will destroy us. Your inability to hold yourself accountable will destroy us. You want to be so correct and so right about everything. You're going to destroy us all. Your laziness, your lackadaisical attitude and behavior is going to destroy us all. You are counterintuitive to everything that we speak on these platforms, from the highers to the lowers. This 14-year-old child is a representation of a lot of adults. Don't you understand that? He is who he is because of his parents and because of his upbringing and because of what he's been taught and what has been indoctrinated in him. DDG, he posts clips every day, damn near, on YouTube, every single day, of him and his son. He's with his son. He's walking with him. He's talking to him. He's teaching them. He's being funny with him. He's fighting with him. He's doing everything. He's capturing every single second of his son's life with him. You could tell that was his first. You could tell that he really is fully involved and enveloped within the idea that his legacy will live on through this boy. He knows exactly what the world is. He knows how ugly the world is. He knows how poisonous and how toxic it is. Satan has worked his way through every device on social media, from my phone to your phone to your phone. Satan has been in anything and everything that our fleshly desires will give access to, but you don't want to own up to it. You don't want to admit to that. I didn't even want to get up here on a Friday evening and talk about the fact that a 14-year-old just actually took an assault rifle and obliterated the brain matter of a fully grown adult woman who was probably just doing a regular 9 to 5 job, just living her life, trying to go home. She did not realize that she was in the crosshairs for something that would ultimately be the end of her entire life. She did not see that. No one expected that. Oh, but you want to talk about Kendra G. You want to talk about Fresh and Fit. You want to talk about going to the bar, going to the club. You want to shake your ass for 20, 30 minutes a day on social media. Twerk video, twerk video, twerk video, twerk video, twerk video, twerk video. Brains completely rotted with lust, rotted with sin, filled with anger, filled with hate, filled with rage, unforgiveness. Don't really make a difference if you listen to me or don't listen to me. Don't change the fact that the fact is the fact. Oh man, this happens every day, man. Get over it. Get over it. Don't. Why are you so concerned about it? Why do you care so much? Why? Yeah. Right. I'm the problem.
Bazinga.
I'm the problem though. I'm weird. Oh, it's not my business. That ain't my child. I don't have nothing to do with him. I don't have nothing to do with her. Why do you, if you care so much, then why don't you do something about it? If you care, I think we all should care. How about that? I think we all should have a fucking heart. Y'all that cold and callous? Damn. Y'all really just don't give a shit, huh? Just fuck people, fuck humanity, fuck these kids, fuck these grown ass men and women losing their life for the most ridiculous shit. Just screw them all. Just forget them all. They ain't got nothing to do with us. That's the attitude, I guess. I don't even I don't even know who I'm more angry at. I don't know if I'm more angry at the adults or I'm more angry at the I don't know if I'm more angry at the kids or the adults. Actually, technically, I'm more angry at the adults because if you're fortunate enough to still be alive in 2025, you struggled financially, emotionally, spiritually. You've been shot at, you've been beat up, you've been jumped, you've been embarrassed, you've been humiliated, you've been sick, you've been poisoned, you've been brokenhearted, you've been betrayed by friends, family, loved ones, you've been poor, you've been homeless, you've struggled in every aspect of you've been oppressed, you've been put on the back burner, you've been sidetracked, you've been overlooked. If you've been in any of these spaces, if you've lost family and friends over bullshit, if you've just had particular moments where you wish you would have just forgave people and you would have made amends and made peace with people and you never did and now you regret it. If you have made it to 2025, thank God. Give God all glory, praise, and honor for the fact that you are still alive, because without Him, you would not be here, just like I wouldn't be here. The bottom line is no matter what skin complexion color you are here because of His grace and mercy. He's the only one that can judge us and decide where we go afterwards and what our fate or destination will be. I should not be having this type of conversation. We should not be talking about little kids at the age of 14 years old being sexually touched on by teachers. We should not be talking about teenagers at the age of 14 and 12 years old knocking up teachers getting 6-month probations and all. That should not even be a conversation. We should not be talking about a 14-year-old unaliving a grown woman over a car accident. But that's where we are. That's the world we in, right? That's what it's come down to. So you don't want to be an example. You don't want to be a leader. You don't want to be held accountable. You don't want to break the cycles or the generational curses. You don't want to stand up for what is right. You don't want to be an advocate for justice or anything good. You don't want community. You don't want a tribe. You don't want to instill anything in anyone else because I guess it's it's just competition. You don't want to compete with your counterparts over something that you want and you want to covet. There's no brotherhood, there's no sisterhood. And now we have lost another one to the system. We have lost another young adult to the system. If we all cared, there would be less things like this. We're quick to champion lives matter when certain individuals are the victim, but we turn a blind eye or even find amusements and celebrate when certain individuals take on more active roles in poor, unfortunate situations. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact. That the irony, the hypocrisy, it's absolutely crazy to me, bro. That shit is wild. You good when it's somebody your complexion and you think it's a race war. You good until it's black on black. If it's black on black, you don't really seem to care. When it's black on white, you got all the anger and rage in the world. Our priorities, man. I did a live stream like 2 months ago, and I stand by it. I said humans are the real monsters, man. Humans are some real monsters because we influence each other to do the wrong things or the right things, just depending on who you are. If you got character, this don't apply to you. If you ain't got character and all you care about is yourself, all you care about is greed, power, control, influence, you want everybody to just suck up to you and kiss your ass, then you're not going to care. The only objective you have is to make more money, to get as many people to follow behind your pseudo bullshit as possible. The only thing you care about is wealth and feeding yourself. You don't want to starve. You want the options to be able to spend as freely as you would like. You want the option to go out here and be as loose in your pants as you like, to be as free spirited as you like, to be as vocal as you like without any consequences. You want to be reckless. You want to be sexual. You want to be just in any and everything. Basically, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what you want. Those type of people don't care if they lie to you. They don't care if they tell you to do something that's going to destroy your relationships or not. They don't care about any of that. As long as they profit off of you, they good to go. Y'all the reasons why we have what we have right now to this day. And I'm so sick and tired of it. That title alone is crazy. Just the title, just think about the title. Team blew off woman's head with AR-15. Have you ever seen someone get hit with one of those? Right. Have you ever seen someone get shot before? Die in your face? I have. It's not pretty. It's not cute. There are no special effects. It's not a movie whatsoever. How do we get this far out of control? How do we let this happen? And the sad thing is there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more like this getting groomed into gangs, getting groomed into everything but sororities, into anything educational. We groom children into what they're going to be later on in life. Why do you think we got so many titles, son, husbands, and all this? Why do you think that stuff exists? Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that they look at. From the minute they are born, they observe every single thing that we do. So you sick in the head and you ain't got your faculties in order, and you out here robbing people, robbing yourself, cheating yourself emotionally and spiritually. You ain't feeding yourself and edifying properly the way that you should be. You got people that are looking at you and they think that what you're doing is okay because other adults pretty much said it's okay. If the other adults say it's okay, then it must be okay. So the child thinks it's okay. And now you think it's cute that the child is mimicking you. What do I know, though? What do I know? I know there's nothing that you can say to me that's going to explain a 12-year-old knocking up a 36-year-old school teacher. The school teacher decides to have the child with or without the consent of the kid or the parents. You're not going to tell me it's okay for teachers or a staff of men and women put there specifically to instill something in your kids so they don't be fuck ups and failures like a lot of us. You're not going to tell me it's okay for them to sit up in these classrooms and try to groom other kids into questioning their gender. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You don't see nothing wrong with how serious the power of suggestion really is. You don't see the hidden gems. You don't see the problems. You don't see the correlation, the root of the problem, where it comes back to. You still think Satan ain't real? You still think we don't get used and manipulated and controlled? You still think everything is on us? There's no other parties to play in why we carry bitterness and resentment damn near all our life. Why we think violence is the only answer. Why we think it's cute to put tattoos on 3-year-olds. Why we think it's okay to put piercings on 3-year-olds. You think it's angelic to have your little girls, daughters twerking with their mother on TikTok? I got kicked off of YouTube and I got kicked off of Facebook and IG because of a post that wasn't even mine in the first place. The woman was up here twerking on her son. Her son ain't no more than 5-6 years old. But she up here twerking on him, shaking her ass all on him. He don't know what the hell is going on. But I guarantee you he's going to be ruined and scarred for the rest of his life. You don't see nothing wrong with that, you weird ass lady. You weird as fuck for that. That is fucking weird. Nothing wrong with it though. Views, likes, and clicks. That's all y'all care about.
I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone like I'm fucking Steven Glansberg.
Hello? Am I alone? Have I lost all common sense? Am I just delusional? Am I the one in the matrix? Someone please tell me. Am I missing something here? Is my idea of right and wrong misconstrued? Should we just put handguns in the possession of every single toddler out here in the world? Should we just go ahead and have a whole what the hell is the name of that movie? The joint where all the power and shit go off is anarchy. Here it comes to me. Should we just do that? Just go ahead and let your children go out here and get knocked up by 5 different dudes. Go ahead and let your kids go out here and get trains ran on them. Go ahead out and just let your kids go out here and catch HIV and chlamydia and all these different diseases. Go ahead and let your children crash out and become prostitutes. Go ahead and let your children just go out here and sell their bodies. Go out here and just let them fail school. Let them be idiots. Let them just drop out completely, go off the face of the earth, go homeless, go couch surf, all just say fuck rules. 0 Day is one of those films. 0 Day is one of those films. The Purge. The Purge is what I was thinking of. Let's go ahead and have a purge. Let's go ahead and have a purge. I mean, you're not bothered by this, right? This doesn't really do nothing for you. You don't care, right? Let every single girl and boy out here become Forrest Gump, Forrest and Bubba.
How dare you?
I mean, what? You don't want to be parents? You want to have fun? That's all you want to do. You want to high five. You want to smoke with them. You want to drink with your kids. You want them to have sex in your house while you home because you feel like it's safer that they do it there than it is outside the house sneaking around. This really got my head spinning. Honestly, how many times do we have to have these conversations before someone takes it serious and actually cares? I know there's men and women out here that care. I know I can't be the only one that cares. I can't be. Someone explain to me the law again. I didn't know you could drive at 14 years old. I didn't know you could be in possession of a weapon at 14 years old. I didn't know. I guess I'm just out the loop. Clearly, there is a miscommunication somewhere. I must have just stepped out of a time capsule, entered into a world where everything that is happening just makes sense. Because none of it makes sense to me. None of it makes sense to me. And anyone who supports this shit, you should be put in jail too. I honestly feel as though his parents should be held equally responsible for what happened to this woman. Hands down. There's no way that they get off. This is a path that never needed to happen. It never needed to exist. He should be living his best life. But now, nah. That's over with. That's behind him. He done forfeited all of it. People will try to argue with you, right? I was having a conversation with someone. They got bitterness and they got anger in their heart towards the Caucasoid, or they just have their own traumas and their own feelings, which they're valid to a certain extent. But if I've learned anything in life, especially at this particular age, is you can't control or dictate how another person is going to move or operate. When a person, and damn, we did a live on that one too. When you harden your heart, you've made a conscious decision to live for darkness, but you think that is vengeance. You think it's validation. You think that you're doing some type of justice. No, you're just creating more problems, creating more pathways that lead to more pain and suffering for other people, because it all inevitably will tie back into you according to how you decided to move. This kid was failed. They failed to teach him and show him, let him know what was up. He never knew what a man was. Never knew what a man was. Because if he knew what a man was, he wouldn't be behind the wheel, and he wouldn't have pulled a trigger. So yeah, parents need to step up. If not, don't get online complaining when stuff ain't going the way that you would hope it would. I ain't trying to hear it at all. But yeah, man, this young lady just lost her life in the most horrific way over something that she didn't even deserve. Oh, we're not doing that. No free promo. What do you think should be done next? What are your thoughts? How do you feel about this? Do you feel anything about this? Does it bother you? Is it important to you? Do you even care? Where's my bell at? Hold on. It's not that one. I tried to do this earlier, but I'm gonna do it now. I want to give her a moment of silence before I get off of this stream. I hope and pray that young lady rest in peace. I hope this story opens up the eyes of many. I hope the conversation doesn't just stop. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. 8 o'clock, we return. The Attic Open Mic. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's optional. It's not a thing that I force on anyone. Y'all take it easy. I'll see some of you later. Some of you I won't. But if I don't, God bless.